How's it going, you guys? AZPlow21 back again with another episode here in our UFC save in WMMA 5. And here today we've got for you UFC on ESPN, Poirier versus MOICANO. Dustin Poirier and Renato Moicano Carneiro going at it in our main event today in what is essentially a title eliminator for the lightweight division. Take a look at what Moicano has been up to. Coming off a loss to Dariush, then got a win over Michael Johnson, and then a big win over Tony Ferguson. And he's taking on Dustin Poirier, who's had kind of a weird ride the last year or so in game. Beat Dan Hooker, which we booked first before the UFC did, by the way. Lost to Al Iaquinta, that was a title eliminator. Then he beat Brian Ortega, and then he beat Jeremy Stevens, both of those at lightweight, which is kind of weird because both of those fighters typically fight at featherweight. So not that it takes anything away from him, but those are definitely fights that are more weird than anything else. But it was kind of just because he didn't really have any opponents that made sense at the time, because he either had just lost to them or like they weren't able to fight him. So now he takes on a really good contender in Moicano, and whoever wins this will fight for the lightweight championship at some point in the near future. Got a good card today. Glad you guys could join me. I'm AZPlow21. Be sure to like this video down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I record a lot of WMMA 5 content, TEW, and a bunch of other stuff as well. All the links are down in the description below. Let's get right to the action. UFC on ESPN, Poirier versus Moicano. And we have a little bit of a treat after this fight card, so stay tuned. Show taking place in Alabama. Let's go ahead and get it going. Poirier and Moicano going at it here today. Our first prelim is Gary the Lion Killer Tonin, Jiu-Jitsu master, taking on Alex Munoz. And Gary Tonin gets a first round submission via leg lock, getting a win in his UFC debut. Congratulations to the 29-year-old Tonin. He says he wants to fight Jai Herbert. Interesting call out. We'll see if we end up doing that. Moving on into the bantamweight division, Luis Smolka taking on Bruno Gustavo da Silva. And Luis Smolka gets a unanimous decision win. Very good for him. He's now 8-7 in the UFC and getting a much-needed win there as well. Moving on, also in the bantamweight division, Brian Boom Kelleher taking on Ping Yuan Liu, 21-11 taking on 16-6. And Liu actually gets the win over the veteran Kelleher, 3-3 or 4-3 now in the UFC, and a 2-fight winning streak for Liu, so very good for him. Moving on, Sean Woodson taking on a debuting Robin Van Roosmalen, who's only 4-0 in his career, but a kickboxing champion all around. 2 wins in Bellator, and he's right in the thick of things here in the UFC, taking on Sean Woodson. 1-1 in the UFC, coming off a loss to Luis Gomez. And look at that, Van Roosmalen, the kickboxing legend. Not legend, just really good. Hockey, how's it going, bud? Getting the win here via unanimous decision in his UFC debut. You love to see it. Moving on, Luis Gomez taking on Rayoni Barcelos in the featherweight division, and Luis El Tigre Gomez getting the win, improving to 2-0 here in his UFC career. Moving on, Rafael Fiziev taking on Jack Grant at lightweight. We saw Fiziev have a good performance a few weeks ago, and Fiziev gets the win here today, now 2-2 in the UFC, getting a much-needed win there after losing to Jourdain previously. Moving on, Sagid Izagakmaev taking on Laureano Staropoli in the welterweight division. Izagakmaev is undefeated at 9-0. Staropoli is 10-3, and Sagid gets the win via submission in round number 1. Happy to have won in his UFC debut. Congratulations to him. Glenn Sparv at middleweight taking on Mahmoud Muradov. And Muradov gets the win. 3rd round submission for him. And he wants to party. Congratulations to Muradov. Anatoly Tokov taking on Eric Spicely in the middleweight division. Russian versus the Rhode Island native. And Tokov gets a win here in his UFC debut. Already ranked straight out of Bellator. Congratulations to him on his debut win. Manjeet Kolakar taking on Miranda Granger at flyweight. Granger heavily favored, like supremely favored. 2-1 in her UFC debut, in her UFC career, make that 3-1, getting a 2nd round submission over Manjit Kolakar, who we are probably going to be sending down to Invicta following that loss. Andrea KGB Lee taking on Juliana Velasquez at flyweight. 14-0 is Velasquez, the only win coming over JoJo Calderwood. Interesting. Andrea KGB Lee opening up the main card. 2 straight wins over Porto and Carmouche. And your winner in this flyweight opener is Juliana Velasquez. A knockout, 1 minute and 19 seconds into round number 1. Congratulations to her, climbing up the rankings for sure. Still undefeated at 15-0. All right, Mirbek Taisimov taking on Bekzad Abdurakhmonov. 9-0, taking on 29-7 here. And Bekzad, who was the underdog, gets the win here, improves to 10-0. 3-0 now in the UFC, and you'd imagine he's probably going to be ranked. Taisimov was in a pretty good ranking, so I'd imagine Abdurakhmonov will be ranked as well. As we move on to the bantamweights, Thomas Almeida taking on Darian Caldwell, who is making his UFC debut, already ranked at number 25. Thomas Almeida not ranked, coming off a win over Johnny Eduardo. A big debut for Darian Caldwell, who was kind of a mainstay in Bellator, and he loses in his debut. Yikes. Knocked out by Thomas Almeida in round number 2. You hate to see it. These guys that, wreck it up in Bellator come to the UFC, can't really perform. It sucks to see, but these things happen. Moving on here in the main card, Berna Jandiroba taking on Michelle Waterson, the karate hottie. Waterson coming off a win over Alexa Grasso. Meanwhile, Jandiroba, who in real life is coming off a win. I can't remember who it's against, but in-game, winner of 4 out of her last 5, including Tiburcio, Marcos, and Calvillo. And your winner in this one is the karate hottie, Michelle Waterson. Lovely. You love to see that, getting a big win over Jandiroba in a fight in which she was actually an underdog. Yeah, Brock's contract ran out. Brock Lesnar is a free agent. I doubt he's going to fight in the UFC. Bellator might try to scoop him up, back up the Brinks truck, get all the money they can to try to secure Brock. I really doubt that's going to happen. I doubt he'll even go to AEW. He'd probably be content just to sit at home on his farm, Co-main event time. Aljamain Sterling, the Funk Master, taking on Yadong Song in our co-main event here in the bantamweight division. And look at this run. Lost to Ricky Simone, who's fighting for the title, so that's not a bad loss. Brian Kelleher, Frankie Edgar, Corey Sandhagen. Good 3-fight winning streak. Aljamain Sterling has fought for the title recently, but then boom, Jose Aldo, Jimmy Rivera. A good couple of wins in succession. Aljamain Sterling is the favorite in our co-main event. Your winner is the Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling. Congratulations to him getting a big win over a nice contender in Yadong Song. He wants to fight Ray Borg next. That could be a fight we look to make. And in our main event, a title eliminator for the lightweight championship. Yep, I have it right here on my handy dandy notebook that it is in fact a title eliminator. Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Renato Moicano Carneiro. Let's get it going. One of these guys is going to be fighting Gregor Gillespie. Here we go. What's one fight you wish would have happened? Edgar Maynard 4 would have been great. I want to say Jones versus DC, but I mean, we had already seen him lose twice, even if it was due to drugs and stuff like that. I mean, Fedor Cormier would have been awesome. Cormier Velasquez and Velasquez's prime, but they were teammates, so that was never going to happen. Both coming together to strike. Not much happening in this first round. Straight left from Poirier. I almost said Cormier. Habib versus GSP. It's not looking like that's going to happen. That's a fight that I still think would be amazing if it were to happen. I just don't think GSP is going to want to make the drop to 155. It's looking like very unlikely at this point, sadly. Moicano hits a left cross. Roundhouse kick to the body. Round 1 is over. Started the bell for round number 2. Left jab, left hand to the body. Nothing worthwhile getting done there. Both fighters meeting in the center. Left hand lands cleanly. Moicano with a takedown attempt. Can't really get it. Poirier pushing him up against the cage. Wrestling free as Poirier. It doesn't really look like much is going on in this fight. Ooh, Poirier misses with a vicious right hand. Misses with a vicious left hand now. Round 2 comes to an end. Apparently went to Poirier. I mean, Poirier can point his way to a victory and a title fight here. You move up Renato too? Like you moved him, oh, you moved him up to lightweight. Well, in real life, he's actually in lightweight, so I didn't have to actually change it. He's fighting in lightweight in this mod already. Both fighters coming together to strike. Great left hook. They're engaging in the center. Left cross just misses. One thing I was kind of thinking about earlier was like, what are we going to do with Khabib? He's on 2 straight losses, you know? Conor, and then losing to Gregor too. Like, what do you really do with that? He's going to have to climb his way back up, but like, who do you have him fight? Do you have him fight someone in the top 15, the top 10, top 5? Like, you're running the risk of him like losing 3 straight, and then it's like, that's damaged goods at that point. Uh-oh. Moicano pounding away. Round 3 comes to an end. And Poirier apparently won that round, despite him getting taken down and pounded on for a bit. Moicano hits a right hand, and apparently Moicano needs to get a finish. Khabib to featherweight. Ooh. Khabib has trouble making lightweight. We could try, but I doubt that'd be doable. Khabib at featherweight would be very interesting. Maybe Khabib versus Aldo? Yeah, because I mean, at this point, like, just dream matches, right? Dream matchups. Left hand. Moicano limps slightly. 2-punch combo. Moicano's got to get a finish here, apparently. Moicano trying for a takedown. Can't get it. Poirier gets double underhooks. Moicano again gets taken down. Clock's running out. Poirier apparently won that round too, despite him getting taken down again. Hits a jab, does Poirier. Doesn't have a lot left to give, is Poirier. This is with a right hand. 2 fighters are engaging. Hits a kick to the leg. 2 minutes gone in this last round. Looks like Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Uh-oh, big strike. Moicano gets knocked down for a second and he regains himself. A tired Moicano gets a takedown. Poirier pulls guard. Passes guard. Uh-oh. Last minute. He has to do something here. Oh, this time's going to run out. Time runs out. And the fight is over. Last round apparently went to Moicano. Looks like it might be too little too late. Ring announcer giving the official scores. Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score the contest 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision, Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Dustin the Diamond Poirier getting a big win in our main event here today. And he is now our #1 contender for the lightweight championship. Congratulations to the Diamond. He has a date with Gregor Gillespie. And there you go. There you go. Called him out too. Awesome. A fight with Gregor Gillespie would be a great contest. I think it would be too. Love to see it. Let's see. Let's give the ladies the fight of the night. Performance bonus. Juliana Velasquez. And Fiziev. Let's give it to Fiziev for the knockout win. Love to see it. $1 million profit. Whew. And that's even without what we're going to be doing right now. RBM, I know this is something we've been working towards for a while now. It's only going to benefit us, and it's only going to make us more money. RBM, have you... Oh yeah, RBM. Did you guys ever upload that multi-company save you guys were doing? Was that something you guys were talking about, like actually recording and uploading, or was it just kind of something you guys were gonna do on the side? Gonna be streaming one more fight card. It's actually a pay-per-view. This is another month where we're doing 2 pay-per-views in 1 month. I like doing that sometimes, you know, especially if I have like a title fight that like that can draw a lot, you know, like the one that we are about to do, that's when I really like to, you know, do 2 pay-per-views in a month. I did it with the McGregor Gaethje fight, and they're like basically the beginning of this save. And then I think I did it with Jones and Ngannou, and I forget who else, but I know I've done 2 pay-per-views a month on 3 different occasions, and it works. It works. I get to make some extra money, you know, get people some more exposure, some more shine. Love to see it. Of course, we're going to update our rankings, take a look at our emails, and do one more thing before we sign off for this episode. It takes a while to get through all the days to get to an event. We plan on recording this weekend, though, with school starting up again. Filming has just been a little tough. Yeah, I feel that. I only have 2 online classes, but still, like, having to manage that with trying to record and also working like 45 hours plus a week, you know, it's tough. All right, cool. Let's update our rankings. No movement at heavyweight, no movement at light heavyweight. Middleweight, Ian Heinisch is back in there despite him being on like a 5-loss streak. Welterweight, no movement. Taisimov moves all the way down to 24, but Abdurakhmanov, not ranked, weirdly enough. Featherweight, no movement. Bantamweight, no movement. Lightweight, Poirier is still #1 contender. I did want to check that. Bantamweight, Yadong Song moves down to 5. Ray Borg is still there, though. Ricky Simone, of course, is our #1 contender. And yeah, I think Ray Borg, should he get past Jimmy Rivera, I think he might have a date with Aljamain Sterling. Flyweight, no movement. Women's featherweight, no movement. Bantamweight, no movement. Flyweight, we have Juliana Velasquez moving past Andrea Lee. Molly McCann, who is our #1 contender, who has a date with Valentina Shevchenko. De La Rosa, my girl Macy Barber, and then Juliana Velasquez, undefeated, only 2-0 in the UFC, however. And at strawweight, Karate Hottie, getting past Jandaroba, moves up to #6. Awesome. Blades is my heavyweight champion now. Nice. Well, hey, it can happen soon here. I mean, Curtis Blades has a date with John Jones for the heavyweight title. That's in September, so 1 month away from Blades getting his opportunity, because I'm sure as hell he doesn't want to face Ngannou again. Take a look and see if anything interesting catches my eye here. Tamdan McCrory, 3-0 in LFA, huh? Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fight winning streak, huh? Any popularity? High level regional? It's not terrible. Yeah, why not? Why not? I want the option to cut him, though, just in case. Why is Henry Cejudo? Okay, cool. Dope. Why is Cejudo acting like he's still the champ? I don't know. He's just trying to call people out to see if, you know, it gains any traction, to see if he can possibly muster up interest in him coming back. It sucks because it's kind of biting him in the ass because not many people are that interested in it, you know? I mean, I love Cejudo, and he's a great fighter, but he's not like a draw by any means, unfortunately. Like, no one in the flyweights really were. The only, like, even smaller weight class guys that were remotely a draw were Dillashaw, Garbrandt, Cruz, Aldo. You know what I mean? Like, Sean Woodson contract renewal. He's coming off 2 straight losses. F. Goodbye, sir. Who are you? Oh, this is Invicta fighter, 4-0. Okay, let's give you another contract. Calisso having a good start to her career. All right. Taisimov needs to be renewed. Featherweights are a big draw now, yeah, and the lightweights. Lightweights is like one of the best divisions now. And it's crazy to see, honestly. Ooh, 18,000? Really? Mid-level national in Europe, that's why. Well, then we got to be using him in Europe. What are you doing, Adrian? Yeah, I definitely want to be able to cut you, sir. Okay, cool, cool. Zapatella got injured, I think. Okay, cool. So that can still happen. Eric Spicely. Coming off a loss. 11-5, low-level regional. Yeah, we can afford to cut you. Sorry, bud. Jandaroba. Definitely keeping her around. course, all of our women, we signed a long-term deals because we can always just drop them down to Invicta if we have to. Louis Smolka coming off a big win. Congrats. Get him back in there. Louis Smolka looks like my niece's boyfriend, which is kind of funny to say, but he does. Andrea KGB Lee, one of my my good friend Jake. He has a huge crush on Andrea Lee. Stalks her Instagram. Kind of just called him out there, but it is what it is. Karate Hottie. Of course, we're gonna keep her around. Let's see, Alex Munoz. He's coming off a loss. He's 1-2. 1-2 in his last 3. Have a good life, sir. Dope. All right, cool. So I mentioned something special. We are going to be doing one more thing. Hockey, how's it going, bud? Cody is fighting for the flyweight championship. Yeah, Cody Garbrandt is fighting for the flyweight championship. That is true. So we mentioned at the beginning of this save that we were going to be working towards something so that way we could possibly get more money, get people more popular, so that way we're just making more money in the future. And we're going to be doing that today. We're going to go to media, create broadcaster, and I'm happy to announce that we have, I'll prove it to you right now. Boom, right there, $153 million. We've been making steady streams of money every single month ever since like August of last year, because we were kind of losing money in the beginning because of the massive contracts that people were on. But now that everyone's kind of on palatable contracts, we've been able to make steady streams of money enough so that the UFC can now start their own network. Awesome. This is going to be the TV network that all of the fight nights and that all of the the prospect showdowns are going to be on. Dope. Now we are going to be working towards another money goal, and I decided that money goal is going to start right now. Like after I spend this money on this broadcaster, we're going to have to generate more money so that way we can do our pay-per-view broadcaster, and that pay-per-view broadcaster will get us even more money, more exposure. Dope all around. That money goal is $200 million. So once we reach $200 million in current finances, we can officially start up the UFC pay-per-view network. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and create our broadcaster. And I think we're just going to use the Fight Pass logo. And this is the big one. Because the reason is Fight Pass we already have. And we're currently using that for the Prospect Showdown. But once this is created, I can't get complaints from my own broadcaster. $96 million, you have that much money available. We need to get to $200 million before we can set up the UFC pay-per-view network. Awesome. Advertising, that's exactly what we wanted to do. Yep, that's exactly what we wanted to do. This broadcaster has been created and is now available to you. Awesome. So, now with that, our next card is UFC 267 Adesanya versus Till. We will get to that. Gotta eat. Oh, are you saying money-wise, or do you physically have to go eat? Either way, that's fine. So we are now going TV shows. We are going to remove UFC on ESPN. Okay. How do I make it dormant? Okay. I wish there was a way that I can make it like dormant. Anyways, we are going to just now call it UFC Fight Night. Broadcaster. UFC Network. Main event name. Next show number is 1. Oh, no. Add. There we go. Okay, cool. So now from here on out, every fight card that is not a pay-per-view is just going to be called UFC Fight Night, main event name. And that is going to be every single show. Boom. And every single show will now be on the new... Oh, hello. Oh, hello. On the new UFC network. Oh, I have to sign with my own network. Hold on. Boom. Right. So I now have to cancel all my contracts with media companies before I can sign with them because they are advertising. Just need to make sure I'm not canceling any of my pay-per-view deals. That would suck because they probably wouldn't sign back up with me. Fox Sports Australia, no need for you. J Sports, thank you for showing us in Japan. Polsat, you were kind of a pain in my ass. Red A Globo, you were kind of a pain in the ass. Rep Patel, Roger Sportsnet, shout out to all my Canadians out there. Super Sport, shout out to all the Africans out there. True Sport, Asia, it's good that we're going to be doing this because Asia is a market that we kind of struggled in a little bit. Just because True Sport is only small size, so it's a big deal that we're going to be able to have a massive exposure, you know, there. And I mean, UFC Fight Pass, we can always sign up with them later, but we're going to just cancel that for now. So now all we have is just our pay-per-view deals and UFC Network. Awesome. UFC, no. UFC Fight Night. And we are going to be on... Oh, now... Damn it. Media. UFC Network. New deal. Boom. Done. New decisions. Unlimited. Awesome. Sweet. Now, finally. UFC Fight Night. On UFC Network. Boom. Done deal. In France. All that's good. Love to see it. So now, real quick, let's just go ahead and change all of that. UFC Fight Nights. Oh, whoopsies. All on the UFC Network. Love to see it. Enormous reach all around. So that way we can get more money. We want more money. Alright, you guys get the gist of what I'm doing here. Next time I see you guys will be for UFC 267 Adesanya versus Till. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned. That's coming up pretty shortly. I appreciate you guys as always. I'm AZPlow21. I'll see you guys later.